Hello everyone and welcome to a new video and welcome to my room once again. Now a little bit of a different display or whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it. I was going to shoot this on my balcony, but honestly it's really fucking cold there. And yes, I am wearing a long sleeve shirt. That's crazy. I don't think I've worn a long sleeve shirt on a video in a long time. So either way guys, I want to welcome you so much to a new video style of Q&A. I kind of feel like I should do this because of the new wave of subscribers, not only from last year, but also from the reels that we have been posting in right now this year. So I just, first of all, want to thank everyone for the views, for the follows, for the subscribes. And I just want to do this in terms of part two of the video that I did last year when we got a new wave of subscribers. I did like a Q&A style of things. I wanted to speak about some things, and this is exactly what I want to do. I haven't posted a new video in a couple weeks, although the first video that we have posted this year I felt like was amazing. I feel like it's a great video. It's something that I kind of want to get more into, the things that I buy or the things that I feel like are a little bit more useful or different. I want to do different styles of videos such as that one. So either way, I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you have any suggestions or topics, things that you would like me to talk about in this year, just put them in the comments and I will see them. I will definitely see them. I don't promise that I will do every single one of them or they are worthy for a video in terms of like my experience or stuff like that, because I don't want to be fake and I don't want to be doing videos about random shit. Either way, here we are, a new year, a new me, uh, or not. The fact is that in this video, I want to speak about not only last year, review the year a little bit, talking about the content that I consumed, the content that I would really like to share with you, that I was going to say that I would like you to consume, like things that I want to share with you, content interesting that I consume, and also at the same time, habits that I started, that I quit, things that make a huge difference. Now, I do still need to define, and being completely honest, I need to define the videos that we're going to do this year. I haven't done that. I have that goal right there on my on my sheet of paper, but I am just going a little bit with the flow. And as always, the first month of the year is fucking weird. The first month of the year for me is really, really like every single time I've always had more free time than I kind of wanted to. So it's just, you just gotta roll with the punches. The first month for me has always been a little bit of yes, it's interesting to plan the rest of the year, but then I always end up changing my plans, which is completely normal. But it's just it's a very quiet month. That's how I wanna speak about it or define it. So first of all, I want to briefly mention one thing that was supposed to come out this month and it didn't, or it's not going to, which was my book. I don't think I announced it besides Instagram, a little bit of like a preview. I was going to have a book called, maybe I'm not even going to say the title because then people might fucking copy the title from me, but it was a good title. It was an AI generated book cover, which was fucking amazing. And this, I just want to briefly talk about this topic because it's interesting. um this book got deleted. Like when I switched, for people who don't know, I switched to an iPhone a couple months ago, maybe like 2 months now or three, I don't know. And at the time I didn't know how the iPhone worked, and I didn't know that. So it synchronizes. I had this book was on Google Drive, was on Google Docs. It synchronized everything that I had on Google Drive to my actual phone. So I thought that he did a copy. When I deleted things in my phone, and in this case on my phone, on the app files, not on the Google Drive app, he deleted everything. And he like permanently deleted everything. I spoke with customer service, customer support, they couldn't fix it. But then luckily I went to Google Drive offline. Okay, I didn't connect my Wi-Fi, and I used my tablet for it actually, and I managed to recuperate pretty much everything besides that book. So yeah, I had the book was written like the book was gonna come out at the beginning of this year. So I'm kind of bummed about that. Um, and by making this video, I also want to talk about that because I feel like the book, like I want to see this as an opportunity because I already have a new idea for a new book, and I feel like it's better. The book that I was gonna write was about self-improvement, self-help, and it was very general. It was a guide of 101 on how to live life, the things that matter. And I have done so many videos about that, and yet it was going to be more in depth. And I feel like it would be, yes, a good book, but this, and I want to see it as this, I want to see it as an opportunity for me to write a better book, for me to write a book about something more specific, something that maybe people have never thought about, and it's not general. It's not like generalistic. Because usually, if you watch my streams, the thing that I have on my like cover or whatever promoting my channel is jack of all trades, master of some. And it is true. I'm a jack of all trades, master of some. And sometimes that's great. The quote goes like, more often than not, it's better than the one who's I'm not gonna call it like that because it's not true, but like a one hit wonder, something like that. If you only have one ace in your hand, if you're only good at one thing. But the fact is that this book was gonna be like that. It was gonna be a jack of all trades. Here's everything that you need, but I have the opportunity to be a master at something and to actually center my book objectively about something. And just to give you a little preview, basically the book would be, I'm not telling you that I'm going to write this book, but I just had this idea, and maybe I just had this idea in my head to compensate for the failure that was the first book, because I do feel like the book was going to be very well written and I would have this idea for the next book either way. But the fact of the matter is that we're going to focus on this. We're going to focus on the positive side. So the second book would be about small actions, small habits that we have day to day that can lower our anxiety, that can help us project our life in a better way. What I mean project is go towards a better direction. These small habits or small actions in our lives impact our brain immensely. They kind of reset your brain. And at the same time, they like they basically you achieve flow state. That's it. Okay? So the basic thing is about flow state. Not really, but yeah. And I feel like this is an interesting book because it's something that I never thought about. I had this idea. Of course, I've read about this in other books and all that. I mean, you stand, you can be where you are because you stand on the shoulders of giants. That's the truth, or the truth in this case. But yeah, so I had this idea for this book. I don't know if I'm gonna write it or not. It is easier to write when I'm busy. I was busy like for about 7 months of I was working in this case for 7 months of last year. I was working for about like 8 if I think about it. But that first month when I was working or I had a schedule and I was in the employment center and all that, I didn't feel like I really used my time. Okay, I just felt like, I was happy and all that, and then I started switching things from that point onwards. But anyway, we will speak about that and the habits and all that. But yeah, books, I think, are incredible, especially if you write them, if you put on your work. But also remember this, and that's why I was thinking about this and how I was going to talk about this in this video. We are always, at least for me, I am always constantly worried about the next thing, about how to figure this out, how to do this. I'm way better than I was a couple of years ago, but fuck me, when I started this game, holy fucking shit, I was anxious. I was like a fucking loaded gun. I wanted to learn everything. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to be better, 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 better. And I feel like that fucked me up mentally also because I didn't know how to work on my I didn't know this was an expression that a friend of mine said, and thank you so much if you're watching this video. Burnout. And I've made videos about burnout, but what I mean about burnout is that I didn't know how to manage life. I was a fucking kid. I was a kid. I was like experiencing the world at the first time. I'm like, I want everything, everything, everything. And now I feel like I've gotten better at managing life. And that's really spiritual and that's kind of weird, but it's true. Managing life, managing the flow of life. So, um, what I mean is that consuming things, creating things, it's a never ending process. So just make sure and realize that you are whole and you are blessed and you are thankful by yourself, by the things that you have, not the things that you want, not the things that you want to achieve, the things that you have. Of course, you might want to change your situation, and I am going to post a video whenever that is. I am going to post a video about the top things in 2025 that you can do 2025, 2026, 2027, forever in your life, every fucking year that you can do that will change your life. Habits, actions, things summarized, and then also speaking about consistency, which is the biggest fucking thing in life, consistency. And not just the consistency to deliver results, but the consistency to get back on your fucking feet. So a video about that will come very soon. But yeah, I feel like this is a never ending process of wanting to do something, being busy, creating something, creating more. So I don't, I don't want to just like create books or write books or create videos. I want to make things that I am actually fucking interested and invested in. And that's why sometimes I stream a lot because I want to be busy, because I feel like I want to do it, but then I burn out. But that's me. That's my extreme life polarity or something like that. And what I mean is that when I'm doing things, I have a deep fucking passion for things. And if you see me quit them, is because I've used all my fucking energy, and I need to the flow of life, the flow. But anyway, with that book part out of the way, um, I want to briefly talk about last year. Last year was such an incredible success, not only because at this point of my life I've met what I feel like is the love of my life, and we have built, because it takes work, and she knows this, but it's fine. I think we're great together. But what I mean is that it's worth it, and you don't actually feel like when you are building or when you are talking, when you are coming together in subjects and points of view or whatever, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of effort. Like I don't feel like I'm burning out or something like that. But anyway, a little bit of in between brackets this. So I've met that person, which has been incredible in my life in more ways than I can describe, which is so weird. And I got the opportunity to do a job that I fucking love. And it's one of the things that it might not be 100% healthy and long term or whatever, but for what it was, fuck me, I love that job. That job gave me the closest feeling that I gotten to wrestling. Wrestling is about glory, is about doing the best that you can sometimes, not like sometimes failing or sometimes succeeding, this and that. And that job, the weird schedule that it had, so to speak, the weird dynamics that it had, it fucking gave me that. And I felt alive. I hated it at start. I fucking hated it. And I fucking loved it. Again, the polarity, the extreme lives, the flow. We gotta do the flow. Um, so I'm blessed. You know what I mean? And now I'm on this path that I was last year, which is to basically find work again, and it's a repetition from last year, and I don't want to compare it in any other way, because if you compare it, I think for the first time in my life, I would actually go back 1 year and relive things. I'm usually always like this. I want to go forward. I want to go forward, but at this point of my life, I would be like, I would go back. I would go back and I would relive. But that doesn't mean that I'm old. That just means that I'm nostalgic, which means I'm old. No, that just means that I'm happy with how things turned out and I am with the flow and I accept things. Anyway, I'm just fucking rambling. So last year was great. The habits that I quit and introduced or whatever was without a shadow of a fucking doubt working out with progressive overload. I the like ever since Christmas from 2024, I started working out like more times per day. I wanted to work out then more times per week. And one of the things that I did is that I started not to work out with as much weights. I started feeling comfortable working out with more of my um, body weight, push-ups, pull-ups, etc., etc. But here's the thing: the last month I've started working out like I used to, like power lifter me-ish. Not power lifter, but that type of like mentality I had when I went to the gym. Progressive overload. And fuck me, my gains have been tremendous. Like my legs, my and I don't need to work my legs, but fuck it out. It's crazy. So one habit that I tell you is always include a little bit of progressive overload in your workouts. It's going to be worth it. Okay? It's going to be beneficial to do that. And then one habit that I quit, and I already said about this, is content. In this case, eating, watching content, and I have done that like I think twice this year. And yes, in one of them was a cheat meal. So yeah, I quit eating and watching content. It's a fucking epidemic. You're not eating for your needs. You're eating for the feelings and you want to be whole and you're interested. I used to do that for years. No wonder I was fucking fat. No wonder I had anxiety and all that. No fucking wonder. So I quit that 100%. I quit Instagram, Facebook, short span content. Reels, fuck that. I don't watch that. YouTube videos, I only watch two YouTubers and I don't watch them religiously. One of them I only watch one time per week. They post on Sundays. I watch them on Monday. The other one I sometimes search and if I want, I will watch something. I imposed the limit, which I'm not doing right now, but I imposed the limit of 3 hours usage of my tablet. In this case, this helps me not to watch random videos on YouTube and to be selective about what I was watching. I remember the time on summer that I fucking watched 5 seasons of Game of Thrones in like a month or two. Yeah, what the fuck? And needless to say that I was fucking lost after that, and I haven't watched it since. I still have to finish 3 seasons, which I am going to. I'm going to, but um, but yeah, you have to be aware of what you're consuming, and in this case, how much time you are consuming shit. That's why reading, creating, going out, this and that. It's always great to introduce that in your routine, and basically, like we're not just humans like in front of a phone. We're not just humans like consuming, playing and this and that. So it's good to step back from that digital era, even though we use it to speak with our girlfriends, spouse, wives, partners, family, everyone. And yes, it is the social world. The social world is so great, but remember, people don't actually give a fuck about you. If people are not texting you, they don't give a fuck about you. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's just how I feel. Either way, I think those are the main habits and the main things that I did that implemented my life, which is basically that thing, just being like taking control, taking control and not being so reactive and oh, I have nothing to do. I'm just gonna watch a video, you know. So yeah. Now in terms of content, because I don't want this video to be more than 25 minutes. It's a style of Q&A of everything that I have wanted to talk about for the year, but I don't want to make it too big. That's what she said. Content. Consume, watch, whatever. Vinland. Vinland Saga. Holy fucking shit. It's literally um, the best thing that I've watched consume in my life. I have a tier list that I did a couple weeks ago, um, which is funny because I shared it with a friend of mine. We started doing like these tier lists, and we did for wrestling, wrestlers, and we did for movies. And I think I've done something else, but I haven't shared it. I don't know what it is, but whatever. For movies, my top five, the top number one was Interstellar. I have a poster right there. It's for me one of the best fucking things that I've watched. Vinland is above that. Vinland is I cannot describe it. It's basically uh, about the psychology of characters, yourself, and that's me. So yeah, I advise you to watch that, consume that, whatever. One of the best things that I've watched. Um, and in terms of like general things that I have consumed this year, I've done a video about that, about the shows or books that I've read, but it would be Game of Thrones, Penguin. Of course, I'm forgetting some movies for sure. Even Joker 2 was a movie to watch. Was a movie that I kind of enjoyed when I watched, but then I was like, okay, maybe not. But that's the thing. Being centered and being aware of the content that you are, you know, consuming. I also want to briefly mention that I had a lot of fun doing the videos that we did at Christmas time. In this case, working out. I haven't filmed the workout. I hadn't done that in such a long time. So it felt great to share that with you guys and just do like a little edit. So it would be something that I would be willing to do in the future, but it takes a lot of work, and I just don't see I don't see like it doesn't attract me anymore. I've grown out of that, so to speak. I still love the gym and all that, but I'm much more of a different person than I was many years ago when I started, and I did like my loaded gun heavy phase in the gym. Uh, Loaded gun in this case, my head, my mindset. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that this platform, YouTube, has given me, because it has. Ever since I had that breakup, and I was like, I need something in my life. And I decided to finally fucking kickstart and do YouTube. It has honestly changed my life in a more passive way. Again, this is also interesting with the book that I want to write. I feel like it's one of the habits that it gives me flow state. It brings me a cathartic feeling, and it makes me creative. It's my baby. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to do this shit. It's me. Of course, you gotta be open to suggestions, but at the same time, fuck it, man. It's your path. Fuck it. And as someone said, long game. I might make a video about the long game. I promised you a video about the tools that in this year you can make you the best version of yourself, a summarized version, quick to the point, and then talking about consistency. And I think consistency will then be a video on itself about the long game. And the long game will have topics such as when you burn out, when sometimes you're not motivated, when sometimes you have to give food to your monkey brain. What do you do? So it's the flow. You know what I mean? It's the flow. It's the long game. Either way, this was fun. This was interesting. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions, any topics, put them down below. Again, I don't promise you that I will be the most consistent guy in 2025 in this year, but I do promise one thing. We are going to have reels coming out, and the reels that I edit are nothing crazy, okay? It's just that I go on Pinterest and I see interesting art, and I'm like, I have to make a little video about this. And it also brings me a lot of views. So thank you so much. But I want to attract you with something a little bit more flashy, but then make you stay in my channel with these type of videos and stuff that's a little bit more self-improvement to yourself. This has been my room, and it says goodbye. What a weird outro. It wasn't. It was my outro. Let's fucking go. Wish you a great week, and thank you so much for everything. I hope you are proud of yourself. Hope you are doing what you are meant to be doing. And even if you're not, you can always, always change. The one thing that makes us incredible humans is that we go down, but we can get back up. every fucking single time. And you don't have to make a big worry about things. Just accept how you feel. And with that, work with yourself. Hashtag long game and hashtag flow. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Yay.